All right. Good evening, everybody. Let's get started with the pledge to the flag. Everybody's on? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. All right, let's open the November 12th, 2020 meeting of the Smithfield Township Planning Commission. This is our regularly scheduled meeting here, the second Tuesday of the month. Members present, all but Michael Albert, who will be here, from what I understand, probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Minutes. Let's take a look, everybody. Did we get a chance to look at the regular minutes and of the brief special meeting that we had? Yep. Any comments or revisions from the commission on this? Good to me. They look good to me as well. Then I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of October 8, 2020 for our regular meeting and the October 14, 2020 special meeting. Anybody second that? Second. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Aye. All right, that's taken care of. All right. There it is. Within the next 5 to 10 minutes. And he is here. Pull up a chair, Michael, wherever you want to sit. It's up to you. Here or here. Here's your stuff if you want it. Is there no lunch? That's fine, me. How's everybody doing? Oh, you're at home. You have the buzz, you know? Yeah. Okay. All right. From what I understand, Ron, you said there was one request for a tabling. Is that right? That's the SR squared.
In your packet,
yep.
In my packet, was a letter from Frank Smith dated yesterday requesting that they respectfully request the plan be tabled for the November 12th meeting. Let me just see where we are by way of time to make sure that's not an issue.
Yeah, let me pull this.
Let's see here.
Let me pull up my calendar. Come on. There we go.
All right, so according to what I have here, the plan was filed on December 30. We're not looking at any revisions yet, as far as I know, but maybe we are, I don't know.
I did do a
Oh, yeah, there is a revision here.
Right.
Okay. So, this is revised 10/16, so this will be pushed out to January, so we don't have to worry about jumping through any hoops.
We have a meeting, we have a regular meeting on December 10th. That's the second Thursday. Want to put it on that?
As long as it's okay with John, and he's able to.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Get done whatever he needed to get done, it's okay with me.
Actually, I submitted a second review letter this week, so.
Yeah. All right.
It was as a result of my letter, I think, is that they tabled it to address the comments.
Okay, to address this stuff? All right, then I'll make a motion that the plan of SR Squared LLC, the minor subdivision and consolidation, that upon request of the applicant that this matter be tabled to December 10, 2020 at our regular planning commission meeting on that Thursday.
Second.
Okay, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, and then let's take care of the one other matter here before we get to something that has some meat on the bones. I'm going to take it out of order. That I had sent around earlier because and we had a brief off-the-record discussion here before we got started about the Water Gap Capital Partners matter. This was sort of jumped on. I didn't even see it yesterday afternoon until I got in the morning, and saw there was a flurry of emails. My opinion is I don't want this on tonight's agenda, that we should probably move it and have it as a special meeting, even though we have reviewed this thing several times, the commissioners have as well. But my reason, may or may not be any change in what we recommend, but my reason for this is, number one, I don't like things being dumped on the agenda with only a day's notice, not just to the board, but in this instance we have litigants and parties that are entangled at the township and common pleas level. And, so I think frankly, to be fair to everyone, we should do whatever we need to do at a brief special meeting. I think you said, Ron, this is coming up December 2nd?
I believe it was December 2nd, as we talked about,
Now, that's the supervisors meeting at
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Can we set it up for, like, a special meeting for us for like 3:45? We'll just get here.
Why don't you make it a little early?
3:30? 3? 3? It's fine with me. You tell me.
Let's do it at 3.
Move it to 3, is that okay? We'll do it.
It is December 2nd, Robert?
We'll do it December 2nd.
We think it is. Let me check, I have my notes here.
Yeah, take a look.
Let's say this, there have been so many dates, or so many hearings that this can remember.
Yes, I prepared the advertisement for December 2 at 4 o'clock, okay.
All right, so we'll do this as a special meeting at 3 p.m. on December 2nd. And that'll give everybody, the other people will be here, the various other parties involved in this. And we'll do it for that day. I make the motion that we take up this last final bit for Water Gap Capital Partners at the special meeting. At a special meeting to be
Date and time again, please?
December 2, 3 p.m.
Wednesday.
Yeah. All right, I make the motion. Anybody? Okay, seconded by Doug. Any discussions?
Can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
So we have, either if you have it now or for the second, I'd just like to be reminded what we voted originally.
Yeah, it's in our,
It's in the paperwork.
it's actually in here from the October 8th stuff. It is in there.
Yeah, I made a copy of
Yeah.
your minutes from October 19 of last year when you reviewed
Oh, I
it.
thought
Yeah.
it was last October, okay.
And I did that only because I thought perhaps the commission might say, we're not gonna reinvent the wheel, we just, whatever those comments are.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good answer. That'll be your decision on the 2nd.
on the 2nd. Yeah, Dave.
Before we leave this subject,
Uh-huh.
can Robert please give us the why it was voted the way it was by the, what was the logic behind the decision?
David, do you mean the decision on the ordinance, the curative amendment, or
Yes.
overall?
Well, overall, I mean, we had, the planning commission had said that we thought that the curative amendment was addressed, because it was located in the P1 zone, but the supervisors are allowing it in the R zone. I'm just curious as to why that happened.
I think Ron can answer that. Ron?
My understanding was that the supervisors believed that use was a less intense use than would be other uses in the R1 zone. One of the uses. There are others, which I'll try to.
Beyond that, we felt that based on, the reading of the zoning officer and also ours on what the B2 zone, was defined as, it's not been. Subsequently, there have been 3 votes you had on it. First, I think you voted for it, but,
No, we didn't vote for it, we voted for the condition. It was already approved.
second one, you voted against it. Then we came back with a third, because on the second one, I don't think there was any understanding that, even if you thought it could be in the B1, B2 zone, which we disagree with, there is no more B2 zone, and what Ron found in case law is that, once the application is made, you have to service it with the zones that existed then. So, what it comes down to is we have no choice but to say, you can go in and do one of 2 things. Leave it as it is, as an inn, working the way it is, or, approve R1 zone, since there's no B2 zone anymore, right?
What do you mean by there's no B2 zone?
No.
Because we did the economic development zones over. Because our revisions of the economic development zone took out our old Bs and Cs, and now it's that economic development
But it
zone.
is an allowable use.
Which now it's a specifically allowable use.
In the, economic development.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you have said, yes, it is allowable in the B2 zone?
Well, there is no B2 zone.
Yeah, I know that, but you just said that before, you just said that you have to pretend like you were 3 months ago. Well, 3 months ago, you had a B2 zone.
Well,
So
what
it's a
do we-
double standard that you're saying, you have to receipt to it, but you can't say that it goes in a B2 zone because that doesn't exist anymore.
Even if we wanted to say it goes in the B2 zone, there is no B2 zone. What Ron found in case law is you cannot do that, right? You have to examine it as something, first you have to examine it as something that existed before the ED zone.
Correct.
But,
That's when we had a B2
right,
zone.
but you cannot say to the applicant, okay, we're putting it only in a zone that doesn't exist, therefore you can't do it. That's what we're really saying, if we vote on that.
I want a second legal opinion.
Well, you find a legal opinion,
Sorry,
this
I
is
don't-
our lawyer, go find one.
Well, it's in court now, right?
Huh?
It's in court now.
Yes.
No, it's not in court, oh, yes, it is now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It'll be in court forever.
Who's suing who?
I believe that, again, I wrote that opinion, I did not know this was gonna be on topic, because it's a 20-page opinion that I wrote. But basically, what you're saying is, why should it not have been part of the B2 zone? Because that's what the zone that existed there initially, and that would make more sense there. You may be right, but that's not what the supervisors decided. The supervisors decided that this use is a less intense use than what would otherwise be in the R1 zone. You can have, I don't remember, campsites and other more intense uses, multifamily housing, et cetera. And they felt that this being a residential treatment center, which will have a very limited number of people, and is now site-specific, because with the ED zone now, no one else can do this anymore. This will be just for Delaware Water Gap. That they believe that that was where it should go. Whether someone agrees with that or not is another story, but I think that's sort of their logic.
Why is it in court now?
Well, because they're appealing the fact that the ordinance, same people again, are appealing the fact that the ordinance that now established, which says that the board did not have jurisdiction to decide this matter. They had to proceed under the zoning ordinance. That was the first decision. And then the supervisors did proceed under the zoning ordinance for a landowner curative amendment. So that is, what they enacted and worked on, and that is now being appealed. These landowners are saying, the objectors, that ordinance should not have been adopted for a whole lot of reasons. I don't know where they go with that. I mean, we're talking about legislative decisions being made, and legislative decisions are not appealable, but we'll see where it goes.
Ron, just a question. When you say appeal, are they appealing to Judge Zulik?
Yes, they file a
So it's
notice
not
of
in
land use
Commonwealth.
appeal.
It's not the Commonwealth Court yet.
No, we're back at the first level of appeal, which would be before,
Right.
Judge Zulik, and I'm interested to see, what he will say, because
So the
my
state,
understanding is this is a legislative act. Legislative acts are not appealable.
so his stay has been lifted.
Well, yeah, that case is over.
Oh, okay, so that's
It's not even there now.
Got it.
Now,
Now, with this conditional use that we're doing for December 2,
Yes,
will the objectors now go in and ask for a stay of that hearing?
That they
like
can
did the
redo.
last time?
they can do that again, yeah.
Exactly. I'm waiting for that to get filed now, once they were just told yesterday of the hearing date.
And our December 2nd meeting is right before the actual hearing begins, is that right?
So if they stay the conditional use hearing, you can still do your review, because it's not the conditional use hearing. What you're doing is your review.
Right.
But then the conditional use hearing will not take place.
Okay.
I would be shocked if they would let that just go. Okay. I would think they'll file.
But are they currently operating as a rehab there?
Yes.
Hotel.
Right now, our information is that they have people who are in rehab but not there. They go there to sleep, eat, and whatever, and then they get,
There's no medication, there's no medical.
and they get shipped up to, Morrow's office on 447.
Right.
No. It's kind of tough to have to write about, because what they're doing is what they're allowed to do there, which is, you know, eat, sleep, whatever.
Just got more traffic.
But, you know, it looks like they're trying to get through the back door, but they can't get through the front door, but.
Do that.
Well, and one of the reasons we feel the conditional use is important is it gives us the ability to set limits on it. Right now, we can't limit anything that goes on there.
And my recollection, the last one was the last conditions were 25 acres and 60 patients, if I remember right.
Patients and all treatment.
Yeah, right.
And all treatment rendered on site, not off site.
And your hearing will determine what conditions
Right.
come.
And
Well, we'll get a chance to recommend some conditions.
we already did. And,
Well, we did, that's why they're attached from before, but yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
personally, my view is that, if you live around there, you should have the, right to some, peace and quiet and security. We should do as much as we can to figure out how to enforce that for people who are residents. No different than if you had a hotel next door to you, or Airbnb, and people were coming in, and you know, you have I don't have the kind of security that I'd like, to know that, strangers are not gonna walk on people are strangers not gonna walk on my property. I think there's some issues.
Okay. And that's when that one will be.
All right, so I have here the motion, for the special meeting, seconded by, Doug. Vote on that?
Yes,
Did you vote on it?
Yeah.
I think we did, yeah, all in favor, right? Everybody,
All right,
yeah, everybody was, that's
held off
right.
on the discussion, okay,
All right,
good enough.
now we'll move on to the preliminary final minor subdivision lands of Stanislav and Julia Manovsky. All right.
Is this the one that John hasn't had a chance to comment on?
I did comment on it, a month ago. I don't believe you were at the last meeting. I think I gotta check the minutes, but I think we tabled it last time because
I'm
nobody was
almost
here.
positive
The
we
minutes
did.
here say that, you prepared an acceptance of review and first review letter.
Right.
However, no one was present, according the matter was tabled, on vote of 4-0.
Right.
So,
And as a result of my letter, Mr. Cartwright did revise the plan, has resubmitted to the township. He says he's addressed my questions, but I have not had a chance to review that yet. So that's where we are.
All right. Well, before we do anything on it, Brian, what would you like to tell us about this?
Well, it's a pretty simple thing, the applicant's looking, forget how proper he is, but, this is all one piece, and all he's doing is cutting off one lot, supposedly he said for his daughter. And that is the gist of the whole thing. Really not, this was actually before was submitted to the township probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I don't know what, he took it back.
Is Davis Court a public road?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So what do we have on this timeline, Ron?
Well, if in fact, the matter was, filed, the revised plan was filed on 10/14, and again, we don't have a stamp. I would like the township to stamp.
Yeah, really, I would love that if that was.
They come in, so we know what's what, but assuming it's, on 10/14, the date that Mr. Courtwright made the revisions, we're looking at a time of January 12th for
Oh.
official action.
That's right, okay. So we actually have time to put this on our December,
Well, I would think it would probably make sense for
Yeah.
John to review, and if it looks good in December, then he can give it his blessing, you guys give it
it might be a
his
quick
blessing.
review to make
See
sure.
you later.
Good deal.
Instead of wasting his time to come back again, why can't we look at it and just say, because it's not, it doesn't look like any big deal. And just say, with some conditions, as long as John is happy with.
Pending John's approval or something.
Pending John's approval, I mean, why?
Well, because we're gonna be back here anyway.
I know, but give it time.
He doesn't have to come.
There are two waiver requests that he has that you may wanna consider tonight. And if you grant those waivers, then the rest is really just me checking to make sure that he's made the corrections to the plan as
Okay.
required.
Because I don't have them, what are they?
Okay, so one waiver, and Brian, we should really get a formal waiver letter on this. The one waiver is, where's my letter? If you look at his letter, if it's in your packet, it's shows a request waiver number 9 and then a request waiver 12. Number 9 is for not to submit a title report. I mean, as we've had that request before because our ordinance requires it. I don't believe there should be any easements or anything that would come up as a result of a title report, so, I probably would not object to that being a modification or a waiver if the planning commission is so inclined.
And quite honestly, I look for, on this because of that underground utility. It's a pointed easement going back long ago. And, that's the only easement I could find.
I have a question about the easement. What if there's a lien on the property or there's some other issue that came up, and stay with the subdivided property? And somebody buys it, they don't know about it?
No, it's actually, that's actually up to the owner. If it's a problem, because sometimes if it's financed and you subdivide it off, you actually technically default the mortgage, believe it or not. That's not a planning commission problem, that's their problem.
What's number 12?
Number 12 is
803Y, whatever that is.
right. The ordinance again requires that septic systems and water supplies within 200 feet of the project site be located. Again, as this lot is as large as it is, it doesn't appear like the well that he's proposing, that's gonna encroach on a neighbor's septic system. Now I suppose, Brian, your septic systems could be within 100 feet of whatever's on, the Bowman property. Is there anything on that property?
What I think with it, there's a standing on right on the other side of the property.
I mean, what's over here?
There's nothing here. That's what I don't think there's anything even looking near that.
Well, then I think you have, at a minimum, you have to put a note on the plan. That there are no wells or septic systems within 200 feet. If you don't wanna locate them, you at least have to certify that you've looked and state that there's no wells or septic systems within 200 feet of the property. Then you won't need the waiver, that's right. But I believe the certification's a better way of going.
Anything else, John?
No, I'll check the rest when I have an opportunity. He shouldn't have any problem complying with the rest, so, and I believe he believes he has, so it's just a matter of me checking it.
David, I would say, as nice as we might wanna be, we probably ought to wait till we have John revise it. No?
I agree.
I don't know that you would have to come back.
Right. My guess is you can take care of it by letter, we can just deal with it then.
Yeah, I mean, if
But give it the final,
Right, if he's complied with everything, I'm gonna write a letter stating so. If he doesn't, if he hasn't, or if I have a question, I'll shoot him an email, we'll try to get it worked out.
yeah, I'd much rather do it that way.
Yeah, and I'll advise, yeah, if there is something in John's letter that is a problem, then you should have it.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
All right, then we table the Minosky matter too.
Do you wanna make a motion on the, whether or not you need the title report?
Oh, the waiver, I'll make a motion right now that the one waiver request of the title report for the submission, that requirement be waived.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. And then we'll table the rest of the matter until December 2.
2 or 10?
10. Excuse me, 10. December 10. Regular meeting. And let me get that waiver, title report granted.
You made the motion to table it?
Yep. All in favor?
I have a second on that, I might have missed it.
We got, all right. Thanks, guys. Should we have a clean that one right up, Brian? Okay. Any other new business? Any other comments?
Is it even all right for us to discuss that?
SR squared?
That's our square?
If you want to, you can, but, I mean, it's
Okay.
been tabled, so.
Does anybody know what he intends to do with the land for recreation? The old, where Forney's Motel was?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is, there's people living in there, you know, so.
In the motel?
Yeah, in the motel. Well, I mean, there are people residing there, whether they're permanent, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an email from Dan Parrish's commercial real estate group to buy, it's got tenants. Yeah, Dave. From the commercial real estate group that's trying to sell it? Said, yeah, it's got tenants in there. If you buy it with tenants, long-term tenants.
Oh, he doesn't do that, does he?
Yeah, Dave, sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna give you enough time.
Okay.
What is the zoning of, I keep waiting.
Yeah, nobody appears to know anything about it.
Oh, okay.
Dave has a question.
Yeah, Dave, sorry.
It's a motel, but.
Yeah, I have a question on, two things. One is that property, it's clearly not being used as a motel, it's permanent residence. It looks like you're taking a dining facility, turning that into a motel, because I don't think that should be allowed. Second, they're putting up floodlighting, which doesn't meet our ordinance. It's obnoxious to drive down the road and there's floodlights shining on the building shining towards the street. And I think that happens a lot, I'd like to see the zoning officer, tell them to take it down.
Yeah.
The only reason they're doing it is because it's cheaper than putting a pole out away and shining towards the building, or shining down.
Down, right.
And it's just,
But it is brutal when you drive by.
it's brutal, and it's not the only place that's been happening.
You sure they're permanent residents?
They appear to be. I mean,
They look pretty damn permanent to me.
we're pretty close by, we drive by frequently.
Do you not think they are?
I don't get by it very much.
No, it's clearly permanent. Living in a motel up at Pearson,
Yeah,
bike park,
bike parks and toys.
motorcycles undercover, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's clearly permanent, but
And the other thing is that the word I got from, somebody that was there one day, was that it's gonna be an RV park. Not RV, RTV, all ATV, all-terrain vehicles with little four-wheelers and three-wheelers. It'll be like a track.
I have no
They
idea.
just wanted engineering comments.
Yeah, that's what his recreation.
Doug, do you know, does Pat Forney still own it, or is it somebody
No,
else?
he doesn't. He's
Yeah.
another
I don't
guy.
know that he ever owned it.
It was his office, but that's true, I don't know if he ever owned it.
Whatever, we'll ask him.
Okay.
No.
There is one item of new business I just want to raise, Mr. Chair.
You wanna, okay.
Question.
There you go, no ATV track.
All right.
Motorcycles or otherwise.
Ron,
Yep, there's a
we should add, no?
yeah, Ron said he's got a new business matter he wants to say.
I put it on the list.
Well, Dr. Khan filed a sketch plan for an apartment complex. And John did a review
Who is he and
on it.
where is that?
But, you know, I haven't heard whether he wants this reviewed, not reviewed, just hold on for a second.
This is Dr. Khan on 447?
Yeah.
No.
Dr. Khan here on Franklin Hill Road.
Franklin.
You know, sketch plan, so I don't know.
Franklin Hill
Do we
Road.
contact him to see if he wants us to review it, or do we just?
No, I think you just leave it in
Let
there.
go and wait for him to hear from him.
I don't think that's on Franklin Hill, I think it's on 447 at Franklin Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one that was,
Yeah.
all those many years ago, they proposed a hospital for.
Right, they were gonna put a hospital there.
Right. Actually had an approval for a hospital.
Right,
I know, we were halfway through the design.
so you are. Yeah.
maybe.
Well, it's a concept plan, there's no time limit on it. John did a thorough review letter on it, so I didn't know if we were doing anything, or if I should just put it away until I hear from somebody.
Put it away.
We should let them know that you're doing it.
This brings up another question, but I really love you guys. If you're doing this revision, which hopefully will be a catch-all for all of the people this last time were so vague. And, other than this, Dr. Khan's building,